Welcome back to Cedar Cove Farm. It's a nice sunny day. It's a little chilly out, but today I'm digging a hole. That's the easy way to put it. So in the previous video, you probably saw me cut my fence. I need to fix that. So what I'm gonna do is go put in a new fence post and put up a gate. So over here, the previous owner left some fence posts, so I'm going to take one of those down with the tractor. I need to go in the shop and grab the tools to dig the hole, and then I'm gonna put up a gate. I've never done this before, but everything will be fine. Should be pretty simple, so let's see how it goes. I'm down in the field. So strategically, I pulled a pole that was right about here. So I have one wooden fence post. I'll end up pulling that metal T-post, and that's where my new wood fence post will go. In the tractor, I've got two new gates, a fence post, hole digger, shovel, fence tightener, and a drill. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually get one of these gates hung. So I've got, I think I bought 8-foot gates, 10 foot. I bought 10-foot gates. So I'll have a 20-foot opening. I have a 15-foot box drill and planter. So this will allow plenty of extra space, extra wiggle room. If I want to get something bigger in, I'll have 20 foot of entryway. So what I'm going to actually do first is hang one of these gates. The way you hang them, they actually just come with a pair. I took this one out already, but a pair of mounts, and all I'll have to do is drill 2 holes into this fence post and then hang the gate. So that'll give me an idea of how far the first one is. I'll lay the second one on the ground to give me an idea of where to put my second post. So let's get the first one hung up. I've got the first gate just set up so I can see where the 2 posts go. So what I'll actually do is just lift this up a bit and make a mark, or probably just measure it and drill a hole through for the bottom hole, and then same again for the top. The top is adjustable a bit, so if it's not perfect, you can adjust that top one, but I'll get the bottom one set first, then the top one. I'm going to set you guys down and get to work. So I've got the bolt or the hanger started here, and one thing that makes it easier, I just grabbed a random wrench. This gives you more of a handle, more torque to get on that bolt. So I'm gonna set you guys down again and finish screwing this in. And just like that, the first hanger is in. So now I should be able to just set the fence on there, or the gate, temporarily to get a good idea of where the second one will go. So this is something I want to show you. My fence, or my gate, is sagging. What I can do is turn this top screw in more. That'll help pull the gate up. So one thing, if you're ever hanging a gate, just watch for that. Either push your bottom screw, pull your bottom screw out some, or put your top screw in a little bit. But I'll make that, and this gate should be done. I adjusted that top screw. You can see I am clearing, I am sagging a little bit, but it's a 10-foot gate. The big main goal I swing all the way open, which that's the biggest thing. You want to be able to have your gate clear so you can get in and out. Now the ground is sloped a little bit, but I can go either way with it. So that's it, first gate hung. Now the second step is to pull out that T-post and dig the new hole for the new post. That's the harder part of today's job. So let's get started there. This is where the fence just barely touches to that fence. So my post will need to go right here. This T-post, I'm just gonna leave it. It's not gonna hurt anything being that close, and it's already in there. So I'm gonna just leave it there and put the new post in. Now I'm gonna just dig a hole. For those of you who if you're putting in a lot of fence and you have a tractor, they make 3-point post hole digger attachments. I would rent one, put all your posts in a day and be done. I'm digging one hole, so I've got a couple of shovels. I'll dig the holes, I'll measure how tall that post sticks above the ground, bury this one so I have the same above ground length, and get it put back in. So 56 inches above the ground, 96-inch pole. You guys probably can't see it, but 40-inch hole. So I'm gonna get this post and see if it goes in. We'll try and get it level and put the dirt back in around it. All right, we're at 56 inches. You can see the T-post is a little higher, but that's not a problem. I tried to dig the hole as straight as possible, but it's a little, my post hole digger is a little bigger than the post, but I've got the post what looks like level. I could go get a level, but it's close enough for what I'm doing. So I'm gonna just start filling the dirt back in, and we'll try and stomp it down and tamp it in as much as possible so that the post doesn't want to move. And just like that, we've got a new post. So it's here, it's pretty solid. I might come back in a couple days. This will settle, maybe try and pound some of this sand or dirt that's from the hole back in a little bit more, but it's about as packed as I can get it. For you guys that are curious, and I've kind of talked about this in previous videos, but you can see this is the deepest hole I've dug on the property in like a single spot. And it is sand, 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 3 feet down. So not the greatest for growing crops, but we're gonna work with it as I go along. But process is the same now. I'm gonna drill 2 holes. I'll just measure how high my pins are on that post, put them at the same spot on this post, and should be done. That top clip on the other one, I was able to get it loose with these needle nose pliers that I have. I can't get it loose here, but that's fine. I'll go get a wrench, but that's done. The fence will hang. The last step of putting everything together is I need to retighten my wires. So I'm going to grab the tools to do that. I'll be right back and show that process. So what I'll need for this process is a tensioner. This will attach to the loose end and the long end of the wire. Splice crimp connectors, so these will actually crimp down to hold the wires together, and then crimping tool. So first thing, I've got way too much wire. I'm probably going to crimp it somewhere in here, so I'm going to just cut some of this extra wire off. So the next step is to think ahead. So this splice slides on. I've got to grab the loose end here and this end to pull it tight. So what I've got to do is slide this on, spin it around, the fence wire is not cooperating. So now I've got this crimp right here. It'll slide on there. So I will slide that in. Now I've got the crimp on. What I'll do is I'll grab this end and pull it tight, and then crimp the crimp. I'm just thinking if I want to do 1 or 2, I'll do 1. It should hold. Worst case, it breaks. I come back. I'll do 2. It's easier to do it now. So I've moved these up quite a bit closer. Here, it's a bit of a struggle, but I've got them about where I want them. Now my fence, I'd like it a little tighter. Feels like the right tightness, so now grab the crimpers. One, two. One. Two. So crimp should be on. Now I have to carefully release tension and it should hold. And just like that, I've got a tight wire. So I'll need to crimp or cut this extra off that stretch from tightening. I've got to go yell at Tucker because he's decided he should dig the hole that I just dug. Hey, come on, buddy. Don't dig up my post. He tries to help. He's just not always the best, but that's all I've got. I'm going to tighten the 7 other wires, but it's done. I'll go adjust the fence, the bracket hanger on the fence, and I'll have a new gate. So hopefully you guys learned something today. If you've got any questions, drop them below. But thanks for hanging out at Cedar Cove Farm. We'll catch you next time.